San Antonio, this is Rob for the MetalWorks. Tonight we're here at the White Rabbit to support one of our favorite bands from the Midwest. Brings me great pleasure to welcome back Mark and Matt of the band Chimaira. How are you guys doing today?
Great, man. Glad to be back in San Antonio, that's for sure. Good to see you again, too.
It's good to see you, Mark. It's been a few years, man. But I have been keeping up not only with the band, but with you as well, so it's good to have you. And Matt, I'm going to settle this confusion when I get back home and look through my archive, but I think this is the first time you've been in front of our cameras, but great to have you too, man.
Thank you very much. I'm going to trust you. You're probably right. I forget a lot of things.
It's the drugs, Doug. But anyway, it's great to have you guys. This is our second interview in support of your debut for Ferret, called Resurrection. And Mark, last time that I talked to Rob and Jim about the new release, we did not have an opportunity, obviously, because you weren't there, to talk about some of the lyrical content within this release. Resurrection, a little bit self-evident with the return of Andals and how strong this album is, but get a little bit more in-depth for our viewers out there with regards to some of the song content and things like that lyrically.
Well, I'm all over the place usually. I like to listen to the songs and whatever bring, the emotions that come out from hearing the music is what I write about. So it's kind of a little bit all over the place, but the song Resurrection itself, a lot of people that know our history know we went through some problems with our record label Roadrunner, and you can kind of read it and be like, oh, they're just dissing their label, but if you really read into it, it's about getting through those obstacles, not just bashing them. That's one thing that I've always been proud of with this band, is that we'll have a wall in front of us and we can either just stare at it or we figure out a way to get over it, and that's basically what we do. And no matter how much people push us down, we somehow persevere and keep getting back up, and that's mainly what the song is about. There's a few songs like that, and one song in particular that a lot of people ask me what it's about is the song 6. And
one of my favorites. Very epic track. I love that song.
Me too. So I think it'd probably be a general consensus that that's one of the band favorites of all time, and I wrote it about the band and just those similar things, and the 6 represents the 6 members of the band, and everyone actually contributed to writing that song, which is a first in a long time, that every single person had something to say and input into a song. So, and the rest of the songs are about, killing women. So
one of the things I distinctly remember Rob saying in our interview was that you guys, after the release and after all the troubles you had overcome, that you personally you were in a kind of like in a happy place, and you said, I'm happy, I'm not angry as much, and it's a little bit more difficult now to challenging, maybe not difficult, but challenging to come up with some good lyrical content because I'm good and I'm happy.
That was definitely I wouldn't say a problem, but something that I was nervous about right in the beginning, because like I said, I'm like, man, we got an album to write and I have nothing to complain about. But if you really think about it, man, just close your eyes for about 10 minutes and there's something always for everybody to start thinking about. And really got me going walking around New York City, just kind of seeing things. I was like, man, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. Here it comes back again. So here comes negative Nancy in me. So we got it going on, we got it covered. But yeah, it was difficult in the beginning, but I don't think it'll be as hard this time around.
Musically, how would you compare it musically, the songs on this record versus what you guys did on the Black album? Because it seems like on the Resurrection that there seems to be like more sonic landscape. It's more dynamic, rather than just straight ahead all the time. And really, I think that's what fans want to hear from Chimaira.
I think musically this record's a little more eclectic. Mark, Rob, and myself had a pretty big part in writing this record, along with the others giving their 2 cents. So I think with all of our backgrounds and our different backgrounds, all put into one record, as opposed to the last record, which is mainly Rob, I think that way it's more of a roller coaster ride from start to finish, compared to the last one, but still with obviously the Chimaira core to it that our fans tend to love, or seem to love anyways.
One of the things that I also found very interesting, I know you guys have roots back home, strong roots, and I was really kind of pleasantly surprised that you didn't do the record with Ben again, that you guys went to Florida and did the record with Jason Sukoff. Crazy satanic Hispanics, but yeah, I mean, it seems like you guys kind of said, we got to change a little bit of what we're doing on the back end. Maybe that'll help us out. Tell us a little bit about working with Jason. Are you glad that you did that? What are your feelings looking back at that decision now?
Definitely glad we worked with him. Initially, it was Mark's idea. He's crazy. He's insane. But at the same time, he's also one of the biggest musical geniuses we ever met. And I think because of that, he had a lot of fresh ideas for us, but not pushing us like other producers might. Still real laid-back atmosphere. Just a lot of fun. I think the record shows that.
You guys landed at Ferret Records. For a while there, I was kind of concerned. I was like, where's Chimaira gonna go? Are they talking with people already? How did the whole Ferret Records thing work out? Because I was also really happy to see, not only after you signed with Ferret, that they obviously followed through on many of the things that they said they were going to do for the band. Because I've seen a lot of pub for Resurrection. You guys are still doing a lot of things that you were doing, and probably even better than what you were doing with Roadrunner. Seems like things panned out just right.
Definitely. I mean, how it started was, we've had a relationship with the guys that work at Ferret for years. They actually used to work at Roadrunner, funnily enough, and we've known them for a long time. And the reason, Ferret came even as an idea was we were on tour with Every Time I Die. At that moment, they were releasing Gutter Phenomenon, and we were releasing the self-titled Black album. And and this is no disrespect to Every Time I Die, but they were coming off a record that had sold significantly less amount of albums that we had, but they were getting 10 times the amount of promotion that we were. Right. So we were just like, what the hell is going on? I mean, right. They're basically just putting our record out, and it just drove us nuts. So, but Ferret, and talking with Every Time I Die, who are good friends of ours, we would just hear all the great things that Ferret was doing for their album, and it really took them to a new level, on Gutter Phenomenon. And so we were like, that's where we need to go. And another band was In Flames. On years they'd been with Nuclear Blast, and they were at a certain level all the time, but with Ferret, they jumped up. And so I was just really impressed with the label. And I was starting to send, I was always friendly with the guys that work there, and I'd, just say, hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. So one of the emails, I was like, hey, how's it going? You going to sign us when we get off Roadrunner? Just as a joke. They're like, if you think you can get off Roadrunner, we would sign you right away. I'm like, I'm holding you to that. And sure enough, I got us off the label, and I'm like, I'm holding you to this now. And Ferret, to their credit, signed us before they even heard one note from the album. So they just believe in the band, and it shows the way they promote us and the way, they don't sugarcoat anything. They'll be like, you're going to either get this or you're not. Or we're going to do this or we're not going to do this. It wasn't like, what's happening with our career right now? What's happening with the label? We never got answers the way we do now. And when they actually listen to our ideas, which is a first.
Let's talk about some of the road work you guys have been doing. You guys have been on the road, it seems now, for a little while now, a year. Jeez. How are you guys holding up? How's this tour going so far?
How we're holding up. Ask us in May after we do after this tour. We actually had a long break before this tour, so rejuvenated, and this tour's been incredible for us. The draws, the band we're touring with, everything's been awesome. After this, we go straight to Europe, then Australia, and it's all back to back. So we'll see how we feel after that one. But it's been great. It's been a great. Obviously we're proud of the record, so we want to tour on it for a long time.
Anything we missed, Mark? Anything that you want to say to the people in San Antonio? Any last words?
Fuck the world.
You're going to be really angry for the next record.
I saw Rambo. That's all you need to do. I'm going to invade a country and kill everyone in the country within 20 minutes, just like he did. So I'm ready.
Don't lead us in that direction. I don't want to talk about politics with the presidential election.
I'm just gonna kill random people. I don't care. Just like Rambo. Get a 50 cal sniper rifle. Fuck.
How about you, Matt? Any last words?
That was great. I can't top that one.
Remember, San Antonio, the latest from Chimaira is already out in your record stores. Be sure to go out there and pick it up. It's out on the Ferret label. It is called Resurrection. You saw Mark and Matt of the band right here on Robbs MetalWorks.